What's up, what's up, what's up?
And welcome to our coffee shop. I'm your host, Medad and welcome to the KopiBros show. For those of you that are tuning in via YouTube or any sort of podcasting platform, hi, thank you so much for giving us a try and for giving us a listen. We're just a Singaporean duo that can't seem to function without Kopi. Speaking of people that can barely function, I'm joined by my co-host and Kopi bro, Mr. Brandon Yo. Brandon, say hi, man.
Hello, everybody.
Brandon, what Kopi are you drinking today?
Well, today I'm actually getting my atas coffee on. Today I'm drinking the Bacha coffee.
Oh, the Bacha coffee. Where do you get it from? This one, was it a gift?
Yes, it's a gift. It's a Christmas present. I honestly prefer my other just cheaper old town coffee. You know, I find it so lazy to have to go and make a drip. I have to
the drip feed, right? Then you got to slowly pour it in. Then after it slowly drips into your cup. Yeah, but it's quite a good like Christmas gift. A lot of people give this gift, as a corporate gift or they give it to their friends. Yeah.
I have to say it's one of the more useful. Like everybody will be able to drink it, even if they don't like it. They probably have someone in the family that actually like enjoys this like Bacha coffee.
Yeah. Plus the way that it's packaged, it looks nice, very neat. It looks something that TWG would like do. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes. I was telling my wife recently saying that Bacha coffee is like the TWG of coffee. Right? Like
yes,
the way they package themselves. And somewhat at MBS, you usually I always get confused like from the decor outside. It's like, is everybody these people queuing for TWG or are they queuing for like Bacha coffee? Then you smell and it's like, oh,
yeah,
Bacha.
Coffee. It's coffee. So some background of us as friends. Brandon, how long have we known each other?
Wow. Too long, bro. It's I think since secondary. Oh, that's like 18 years.
18 years, so long.
18 years.
Oh my god, are you serious? It's been so long.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't believe it. I was just counting that day and I was just like, wow. That's like one of my longest relationship.
Yeah, and also because we barely meet in person, but when we do meet in person and we just sit down and talk over Kopi or whatever, we can talk about any sort of topic and then it can diverge into different things. And this is exactly how this show sort of came about because we just literally talk at coffee shops. So then when we come over, we just talk about any nonsense that we can think about lah. But because we want to make this show more streamlined, we don't want it to be so chaotic. What we decided to do for this show is that we are going to have a sort of word of the week that we're going to be having an alphabet flow. So for the first episode, we'll be doing the letter A, and then we're going to go progressively to the letter Z. Yeah, so for the first episode, for the letter A, our topic is going to be the word awkward. Awkwardness. Brendan, do you consider yourself an awkward person?
I find myself being able to diffuse awkward situations quite well. I think maybe in other people's eye they just look at they were thinking, oh my gosh, this is a nightmare situation. But I feel like wow, I handled that pretty well.
Yeah, so it's like you're comfortable in awkward situations, or you have the ability to diffuse awkward situations. Yeah,
I feel like especially as you grow older, especially I feel like I have been put in like too many awkward situations to the point that I find like what people find as like the most awkward things in life, right? I find it just like, oh, it's just like a normal daily activity. It's like, oh, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. For myself though, I do find if I'm in a group setting and let's say I'm in a party, I'm awkward. So if like, let's say for instance, if there are like different cliques and I myself am alone there, I'm not someone that will just go to another group of people and then start socializing with them. So in that way, I'm awkward. Yeah. And
but I believe in especially even in Singapore culture, not most people aren't the kind that when I'm especially in a party when there's like so many different cliques already, right? And you barely know anybody, right? I don't think especially in Singapore context, we are that outgoing, very rare, honestly. I think 1 out of 5 people are the kinds that, wow, wherever they are, right, they will just manage to be able to find the most fun group. Then they just go like, what's up, everybody? My name is Brandon. Wow. I think I used to be able to do that, but now I'm just like, wow, social energy drain. I'm just like, wow, I don't mind just sitting down there waiting for my friends to come, waiting for someone to recognize me.
Yeah. as you progressively age, right, you're like, I don't mind just being alone, and there's like, I don't mind just dwelling in the awkwardness. It's okay. Yeah. So for the first week, right, what we're going to do every episode is that we'll have 3 segments of Kopi Talk based on the word of the week. So for this week, since it is awkward, we're going to be doing 3 segments. The first segment is day-to-day awkward scenarios that we don't like. So we're going to start off tame. And then second is the most awkward story that you have or have you experienced or seen. And lastly, is your most feared awkward situation. So this is the situation that you would dread to be in. It's like, oh shit, this is the worst awkward situation to ever be in. Okay, so let's drink some Kopi and get right into the Kopi Talk. So Brandon, what are some awkward scenarios day to day that you tend to bump into or tend to dislike?
Let me tell you the most common one that I actually experienced. That honestly nowadays, for a good period, it wasn't a problem because it was COVID and we were unable to shake hands. But then you can guess now that the handshake is coming back, it's honestly one of the most awkward. Especially I feel like when there's too many people coming at the same time, or like let's say you're meeting a group of people, so it's like everybody want to shake each other's hand. So when you stretch out your hand, and the person shakes someone else's hands first, and you're not sure whether the person actually saw you try. So your hand is out, but then you're just thinking, oh, should I leave it there? So what should I do with my hand now?
Yeah.
Like, should I awkwardly bring it back, like tarik it back, or should I just? Yeah, great that we're all meeting today. Just like clap my hands, yes. Wow, so excited for today.
I'm so excited for today.
Which is even, you're just stuck. It's like whichever choice you make, it's so awkward because let's say in a group setting, like, I honestly I think some friends they just really want to watch the world, but they just want to just push you down even lower. Then they just point out, hey Brandon, you waiting for who to shake your hand? They're just like.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're just like, no lah. Just my hand. I was just checking when it's raining.
Yeah. Do you know what else is awkward besides that? Another awkward day-to-day thing, right? It's like, let's say for instance, you're gonna shake hands with someone, or like you want to hug someone, and then they offer the hand instead. This is the worst feeling.
Yeah,
it's like, I thought we were close enough to like we like hug. And then it's like, I guess we're not close enough.
Yeah. That's also really one of the worst. It's like, I misinterpreted our friendship level.
Yeah, we misinterpreted our friendship level.
Yeah. Then that person, and the moment that happens, what happens after that is always the most awkward. Is that person will feel very bad. Then they were like, I don't mind going for a hug now. It's just like, what? I don't need your pity hug, man. Like,
yeah. So to be honest, right? I rather they just like straight up say like, hey, so what? No hug, or like something like that. So it's like not so awkward if they just did the thing immediately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they just tell you like straight away, why you never hug me or whatever? Then it's like, okay lah, we can just hug or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
but that's why especially for outgoing people, right? And honestly, I used to be like that. Like, I don't mind. I will go hug everybody. Like, but then, I that's why it's like, then the person you can feel the awkwardness seeping out. Like, sometimes the person don't reject you, then they just like awkwardly like scringe to like they scoot away. They just like go in there, please don't touch me anymore.
Yeah, and somehow during COVID, right? Another added element is the fist bump handshake thing. It's like you end up doing like that because
because people they don't want to shake hands, then they put their hands out, and then we have one that don't mind and one that mind, and just like wow, all these awkward situations it's really the death.
So you end up just like doing a like rock paper scissors, then you cover the rock. And you're like sorry, then you just end up doing a fist bump or whatever. Yeah. To be honest, also nowadays people, right, they rather not just fist bump or handshake, they'll just like wave to you. Like hi, it's
a COVID wave. That's why it's stuck. But that's why now in group settings, right? That's why I feel like the handshakes are coming back, the hugs are coming back, and it's like we get a repeat of all these awkward situations.
Yeah, which is actually a good thing, lah.
Yeah, a good problem to have. Well, that's why I say greetings. Honestly, for greetings, right? It's really it's the same. It's like sometimes when the other awkward situation is when you can't remember the person's name. Then the person clearly remembers, like, hey, Brandon. Then it's just like, hey, bro.
You again. Yeah. It's been so long.
Yeah, guys,
I just saw you last week.
Yeah, guys are easy. Guys are easy. Guys not so bad. It's bro.
Yeah, guys can say bro. Correct. Yeah, but girls is like, hi, it's good to see you again.
Yeah. And no, the worst part is, like, girls can call each other babe, but then the problem, and they can call guys bro. So it's like, it's like no problem. But
yeah,
what can we, like, I used to be able to call, I used to call, like, like friends who are girls babe, but then I realized like it's a bit intimate. Then like, it makes it's a slightly too intimate. I'm a bit too old for that now to call everybody babe, all girls babe. So
yeah,
now cannot be. I call it like, the next alternative is calling people sis or like sister. But it's like,
come on, man.
Yeah.
The thing about sis, right, is that most of the time when I was in secondary school, right, when people call girls sis, right, it's because they want to be in a relationship with them. It's that it's
the meme koko,
we're close. No, we're just brother and sister, but actually you like the person, and then you're a bit shy to go and tell them that you like them, so you end up using the word sis or bro or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Or if because someone says it could be like the, maybe people feel older. Like now in church, everybody, now that all the adults are calling them like, hey, or like Sister Margaret, or like sister Margaret. Sister, like, but they are like clearly your parents' age, and you're just like, hey, sister, because you have to transition. We're all adults now. Like, after you transition, from youth to a young adult,
you don't call them like auntie or uncle. Or it's like you have to call them sister now because you're married.
No, because they mentioned, and that's another situation. That's another really common awkward situation where I faced right with Amanda, because she was in the church before me for much longer. So there's a lot of uncle and auntie that she calls like uncle and auntie and everything.
Yeah, which is okay.
Yeah, which is okay also. But I have never known them as uncle and auntie. So when they introduce themselves to me, right, they're like, hey, my name is James. Then I was just like, hey, whoa, hey James. But they are clearly, but then so. And someone we're in the same, like, let's say, for example, we're in the same leaders group, then we call each other, hey, brother, you know what? And everybody refer to each other as, hey, you know what brother Brandon says, or you know what brother James says. Then after that, everybody call each other brother, right? Then I called, like, hey, brother James. Then after that, Amanda calls Uncle James. Now I'm just like, wow, we're husband and wife, but then one person's called brother James and one person called Uncle James. It's like, wow.
I guess it makes him feel good. That he still feels young and also at the same time still respected as an elder.
Yeah, he can take his pick. He can take his pick.
Yeah, he can take his pick. Yeah, another awkward situation, right, that I hate is awkward, like, autocorrects. For me, right? Yeah, especially to in-laws or parents or anything like that, right? Any sort of awkward autocorrect, right? I really don't like it. Like, for instance, my mother-in-law, she'll ask me, like, sometimes she'll be out, then after I'll go over to the house first. So she'll be like, are you home? Then I'll reply like, I am homo. It's like, oh, do you need some sort of deliverance or something or prayer? Yeah. I'm like, no. Yeah, autocorrecting is the worst, man. Yeah. And somehow I have the keyboard that I use is Grammarly. You know the Grammarly?
Yeah. Grammarly, they really do it. Like, they always recommend, but they force recommend. Yeah,
the recommendations are so horrible. I'm like, homo, I'm married to your daughter. Like, why would I be yeah, man. Oh, terrible situation.
No, and honestly, that's why I never liked the. I tried using Android once, right? And I don't know why. I don't know whether is it the settings or what. They keep autocorrecting my words, right, to emoticons, and I don't understand why. It's like hey, like, like, sorry, bro. Then my sorry, I give the sorry face. Then it makes me seem like I don't know, like I unknowingly
like so
quite
insensitive.
Insensitive to the person. I'm just like, hey.
Like,
this is in the time for emoticon here, man. And when you send it out, then after that, honestly, right, I have this bad habit. I don't check my text after I send. So I just send and then I quickly just put my phone down, right? Ooh. Then after that, I'll be like, that only the person will put a question mark. And that's the worst. You know, it's like, wow, you put a question mark and like, I was asking you, why are you like this? Then you're just like, oh no, like, oh my gosh, so sorry, bro. I'm trying to use like Android and it's killing me.
Yeah. Or like or you say for instance someone passed away, then you text the person, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss, and then it's like a sad face instead of
honestly, that's so insensitive, I swear. Like, I don't know why, but it just feels like, oh, that's so
trying to act cute. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh man. Awkward day-to-day scenarios. The worst, man.
Crazy.
Alright, now for segment 2. Awkward stories. Brandon, what is the most awkward story that you've ever witnessed or ever seen? Take us away.
Let me tell you, this is something I experienced, and I felt like this is I don't know whether it's the most awkward you can, but I'm telling you that this is the longest I dwelt in an awkward situation for like, I don't know why. Now that I grew older, I'm like thinking, honestly, I would never have like chosen to do what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm from Ngee Poly, right? So, the story was that I was waiting for the bus to go home. And I don't know why that day I had finished my CCA, then I was going home alone. Then I was going home alone, I was waiting for the bus stop. Then after that, while waiting for the bus stop, I don't know why, it was very, very, very habit for me I like to stand like really right at the pillar where they're waiting for bus. And I'm quite tall. So when the bus came, right, I just flagged down, then I just waited, and I was using my phone. Then after that, suddenly out of nowhere, I just got slapped by the bus mirror right smack on the face. And I like literally dropped my bag. And I fell. And I can literally hear like so many people. And I'm taking bus.
Poly is the worst age to have this situation happen.
I took bus 74, right? Yeah, it's crazy because there's like a huge amount of people behind, all waiting to go back to the northeast side. Because there's only one bus that goes there.
Yeah,
and it's like you can hear like people giggling like, then you just like. Then honestly, it's like I was in my mind. I was thinking, this is the worst time to be alone. I don't know what.
No, it's the best time to be alone. No, okay. If that were to happen to you, it would have been best if there's no one else around. What do you mean, like best to be alone on the bus?
Honestly, I would thrive if there were friends around. Like at least when there's friends around, right, I get to laugh with them. They laugh at me, then I can laugh with them. Hey, like, shut up, lah. Like, then I'm like, hey, Then we can talk about it and joke. Then they can, if they make fun of me, it's quite funny still. You know? But now it's like people I don't know laughing at me, right? And I can't laugh at myself. I cannot be They'll be like, they lock me up. They just the bus uncle won't even let me on. No, so
people will think that you got hit on the bus on purpose.
Yeah, they're thinking like, wow, this attention-seeking idiot. But crazy, I didn't. So honestly, like I said, I don't know what came over me. I don't know, it's like I said, young and stupid. I still continue to get onto the bus, right, with all these people, right, who have literally seen me like getting slapped on the face by the bus. And I stayed. It's a 1.5 hour journey. So I literally sit down there, right. Like I honestly, thinking back, right, I would have literally waited for the next bus. But I knew at that point of time why I didn't. It was really late. Then the next bus is usually about 15 to 20 minutes later. I just get onto the bus. But even on the bus, right, you can hear people giggling. Then after that, like, literally there was like this group of like guy and girl. I think and the girl was talking quite loud. Then it's like, he just smacked him right on the face. I was just like, oh, yeah, I just I have to. Then the worst part is usually like when you're in some awkward scenarios, right, where you can like, if the best thing that you can do to run away from your problems, right, is you literally just put on headphones to just like listen to music and you just shut off and just like drain everything else out. No headphones, bro. No headphones, bro. Just over there, just soaking in the awkward energy. Oh.
The awkward energy. And some more, right, the worst thing about doing it on a bus, or especially if you're on a long bus ride, most of the time, if you're taking this bus and these people see you knocked out, and then they're most likely going to take the same bus with you again. That means that they take the same route with you all the way back to your house area. So this won't be the first time. And every time they see you, right, they remember that moment that you got concussed by the bus.
Hey, that's the bus slap guy. The bus slap guy come and hey, let's wait and see whether he gets slapped again.
They call it a bus stop for a reason. Stop right in your tracks.
Yeah, stop right in your track, man. Become the bus slap guy. Honestly, that I felt like that really was one of the worst. Because like, honestly, I have been put in like what people deem as worse situations, but like when my friends are there, right, it isn't that bad. You know? Like I honestly have one
public situation is worse. Yeah.
Yes. Like with my friends laughing at me, I feel like my awkwardness won't go too far. You know? Like for example, like I've been put in a situation, right, where I accidentally like spit onto a girl's face, and that was like a very awkward situation after that. It's like, oh.
What do you mean you spit at the girl's face? Like you were talking and then after that the spit came out and it hit her face?
Wow. I wish, bro. Honestly, I do it quite often. Because, you know, like...
or is it like you over the second floor, you pooey, then after that you just fall onto a girl's face or something like that?
No, because in the past, I was walking... Last time, this was when I was still clubbing. So when I was clubbing, right, then I was walking to the club with my group of friends. There's like 10, 20 guys, a group of 20, not just guys, 10, 20 people. We're all walking in a group. Then, you know, like... I had something in my mouth. So it's like after you drink it, sometimes your mouth you feel like when you feel like you're going to vomit, you keep spitting, right? So I just keep spitting, I just keep spitting. Then I don't know why I didn't see, right? There was this girl sitting down like on the right at the side of the road there, like like why would she be sitting there? Honestly,
you just spit on a woman's.
I spit on the. No, that's not the worst part, bro. Let me tell you, after I spat on her right, I tell you, it felt like everything slowed down. It's like a slow-mo moment. Like I just, I look, like she looked up, and like we had eye contact, and she literally saw like it's not even like a little bit, it's like some people it's like just a little drizzle. Or like
yeah,
it's like a very solid, solid, like saliva. What?
Was that phlegm?
It's like those kind of phlegmy, like you accumulate it and you just like, and you hit her right smack on the forehead, like the where the eyebrow and the forehead area. Then after she's like, oh my god. Then after then I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Then I used my t-shirt to let her wipe, right? But the rest of my 20 friends, right, they were all laughing, like one of my friends literally rolled on the floor laughing, he just like rolled, oh my gosh, Brandon just spit on the girl. Then I couldn't help but laugh also, because the thing is, when everybody's laughing, then I was just like, hey, shut up lah, don't make people feel bad. Then the girl cried. The girl felt like everybody was laughing at her. Then she cried. Then I was just like, oh.
Was she like sort of like boozed up also? Was she like filled with alcohol also?
Actually, she wasn't like drunk. She was just like maybe a bit high, but yeah, that's yeah. But she was after that I woke her up.
Nothing like getting waked up by Brandon's spit.
By a spit, a literal spit in the face.
Yeah, some loogie with the phlegm. They hit like her eye or what?
No, like literally the corner of the eyebrow there, right?
Oh,
it was like it's like so high that it drizzles down. And it's just like I felt bad. Honestly, I really felt very bad. She cried. After that, honestly, her friend came over. Then she asked me, said that that's very bad. Then she asked me, would I be okay if I allow her to slap me? So I let her slap me in the face. Yeah.
Why would they ask such an awkward? Okay. Speaking of awkward, like why would they do that to like you to make it even more worse? Like how does smacking you help the situation?
Cause I guess she was very angry that happened. Like she felt like everybody was laughing at her. Then I was also laughing at her, but I wasn't. I really felt very bad. It's just that when like so many of your friends are laughing, right, you just can't help but just like, hey guys, it's not funny lah. Then you just
Oh
yeah,
poor girl, man. Yeah. Loogie, yeah.
That's
loogie, and
really
you cannot bus stop or do horrible things.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, easily the most awkward story I've ever had is with this same guy that I went to school with, and I shall leave him nameless.
A name drop. We want a name drop right now.
If we come back to the letter A, I might after season 1 come back to A, right? I will say his name.
Yeah, okay. Shout out to my brother Alfred right there.
How do you know? Alfred. Good guess, Alfred.
Yeah, Alfred for A. Yeah.
Okay, so I have this friend that is a very awkward and weird person. So to describe how weird he is, right? He's a very confused person. I think sexually he's confused, and I also think that as a sort of man, he just is a very confused mindset lah. So for instance, like he always wears a Catholic necklace around his neck, but he'll tell me that he's not religious at all. But then I'll catch him like hiding in the toilet and praying to God before exams, and then he'll tell me stuff like because Catholics on Friday they cannot or they have to sort of what's the term, like they have to sacrifice something or like have to give up something. I'm not sure what term is it, but it's like every Friday, right? He would not eat meat. So it's like he would say, I
abstain from meat on Friday.
Yeah, but I would catch him eating fish or like seafood or prawns. Then he'll say like seafood isn't meat or something like that. That's not true, right? Correct? Seafood, yeah. And sure, the sky isn't blue, whatever. Okay, so this guy, he's an awkward guy and he's very awkward around girls. Okay, so the first story that I have, right, is that we were all in school and it was his birthday. And no one knew that it was his birthday except for me. Okay? So I wished him happy birthday in school, and then everyone else like sort of didn't know except me and my other friend. So he was very upset that no one in the class knew that it was his birthday. But I went to the canteen first with my other friend, and we were both sitting down at the canteen. I observed from far, right? I could see him walking into the canteen from far away. And as he's walking in, right, in the same direction, right, there are 5 girls that are sitting at a table. Okay, so these 5 girls, right, they have a cake. And this cake is a fruit cake that has a candle and a bunch. So obviously, they're celebrating someone's birthday. Okay? So in that exact moment that I saw him walking into the canteen, I saw them light up the cake. So I was like, oh, like so nice. Like they must know him from maybe their CCA.
Somewhere.
Yeah, or something outside of class or whatever. Because I've never seen him interact with girls. Never. It's like always an awkward situation or awkward moment or whatever. But I was like, oh, these 5 group of girls, maybe he got some game that I don't know about. Lah.
Yeah, childhood friends.
Yeah. So as he's walking in, right, they like sort of stand up with the cake and they rush towards him and then they start saying happy birthday to you. And okay. And then I see him like glow, like light up. If you ever seen like a kid when he opens a Christmas present, that's exactly how he looked like. He was like, oh, someone knows it's my birthday. And as he's walking in, right, he opens his hand like this. So he's like, oh, thank you, I'm ready to receive the cake, right? And I swear in that exact moment, I just saw all these 5 girls run by him and then give the cake to the person behind him. The most cringiest, awkward situation I've ever seen in my life. And then me and my friend were just dying, you know.
I would have died there also.
Yeah. And then, right, I can see his hands just drop, like, oh shit. And then he looked around to see if there are people that notice. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he spotted you.
And then he looked me dead in his eye, right? And I could see on his face, right, is the oh shit. Like me and my friend. Then he's like, oh my god. It's like, yeah. And then whenever, after every birthday he ever had, right, we just say, hey, no girl go and give you a cake or whatever. Awkward situation, man. Awkward situation.
That's really taking it so far. Oh my gosh. That's like, you know, like the hi, but he's saying hi to behind you. But this is like taking it to a next level. This is like really like a birthday. Like, yes, thank you. But
and then he still said like, oh wow, like he raised up his hands like, oh wow, thank you so much. Yeah. And then I asked him
if he didn't react to it, right? Like if his hands weren't out or like he didn't like reach for it, right? It wouldn't be so bad. It was just like, oh, it's not me. Okay, lucky. Yeah. Wow.
And worst, right, is that I asked him like, do you know any of these girls? And he was like, no, I don't know them. I'm like, why on earth would they be giving you a cake? Why would you expect a cake? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, this guy. Yeah. I got a lot of stories about him.
Okay, he's hopeful. He's hopeful.
Yeah, he's hopeful. So another one, right, about him. Previously, I was saying he's a very sexually awkward person. Okay, so he liked this girl that was in the same CCA. And it's very obvious that he liked her because he would go out of his way to give her stuff on Valentine's Day or he would do things like this. So one day, he sort of, we were in the class and then she's also in the same class, but she hasn't arrived in class yet. Okay. We always tease him about the fact that he likes this girl. And then he started to tell us like, then my friend was saying like, hey, you should tell them about what happened yesterday night. Then after he was like, yesterday night? Then he was like, we sort of like pry and ask. Then he said, oh yeah, yesterday I sort of like have a wet dream about this girl lah.
Oh.
So he said like, I had a wet dream about this girl. And then in the exact moment, right, I have a friend that is a loud, like very loud person. And he was like, oh my god, you had a sex dream about like this girl lah.
Oh my god.
And in that moment, right, she walked into class.
This guy is. I thought I've been put in awkward situations, but no. I take that back. This guy is the cream of the crop right here.
Yeah, and then he was like, and then it wasn't just like him say, my friend saying that. It was like he was also saying, and then you also dream about her underwear, like something like that. So it's like a very awkward situation. So apparently, right, his wet dream was that he was sniffing her underwear, and then that's when he like shot. So that's the crux of the story. And I was like, this is such a horrible. First of all, you're weird. Second of all, you deserve to get this weird reaction from people because
but why would you? Like, the first thing is, wow, if sometimes I understand you can't control a dream, but if you're dreaming that, right, never ever tell that to anybody in the world, man. Yeah,
especially boys in a mixed school, they are the worst.
In a school, wow, come on. If I was him right there and then the next day, I'll be changing school. It doesn't matter.
Bro. In that moment, right, when he saw the girl walk into class, right. I swear, right? If you don't believe in the afterlife or ever, you can see his soul leave his body. I swear. It was like, oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Honestly, that's really the cream of the crop. If that was me, right, it's those kind of situations that you just want to run away. You know, you just want to, you just want to leave.
Not only awkward for him, awkward for the girl because the class haven't started yet, and then after that, everyone is just sitting in class. And then they're both like in the different parts of the class. Worse, man. Horrible.
That's really worse. Then everybody just dwelling there, just like, wow, oh my gosh, what's going to happen now? Like, what's going to happen now? Oh no.
Yeah. And then it's like in a group, you have to pretend that you didn't hear or pretend like this topic wasn't brought up.
Wow, honestly, wow, the friend that actually shouted that, right? That what a move.
Yeah, what a move, right?
Yeah.
Dwell in the silence, man. Dwell in the silence.
Just want to watch the world burn.
Ultimate watch the world burn. Yeah, horrible, man.
That's really. I think really that wins it, lah. That's the most awkward story I ever heard in my life, really.
Yeah, this guy, right? I got plenty of awkward stories about him. But we'll leave that when we come back to the alphabet A again.
Yeah, brother Alfred, I'm so sorry, man.
Brother Alfred. Yeah, he might be right. His name might be Alfred.
But who knows? Take a guess.
Take a guess. Yeah, he might be Batman's butler. Okay, awkward story. Segment 2. Okay, segment 3. Awkward transition. Okay. Next up, the last segment for today. It is the most feared awkward situation to be put in. Brandon, what is your most feared awkward situation ever? And have you experienced this before, or is it something that you fear?
I've almost experienced it, but over there, thanks to a lot of prayer, that it managed to go through. I was like telling you, at that point of time, it was like desperate. It's like I was totally lost. So let me tell you why it's so important that it went through. You know, the fact is that I actually am someone who have very good bowel movement.
Okay.
So I take multiple dumps a day. I don't know how many dumps. Like for example, how many dumps do you take a day?
Oh, on a good day, 2. Most of the time, 1. Yeah. But I go to the toilet every day. I don't have issues going to the toilet.
See that's really considered good. Like some of my friends say once a day or twice a day is considered good. I take at least like 3, 4. Some days I can dump like 5 times a day.
How come so many?
Honestly, I also don't know. Actually, maybe that's a problem.
Are you shitting right now?
I could be. Nowadays I wear diapers. Just like ease the process so that I don't have to go through this awkward fear.
This awkward fear. Okay, so I'm guessing this fear has to do with the toilet.
Yes.
Okay.
So one of my biggest fears, and I don't know why, right? Especially when I have a very heavy meal, especially those buffet meals. After the buffet is done, I can get to spend the next 1 hour, 2 hours on the toilet, just fully unloading, dropping the kids off at the pools. so sometimes sometimes it gets sometimes it gets a lot, and you have to understand that. Not every toilet is a good toilet. Like they don't invest in a good flush. So my most awkward like fear, right, is that like when I go to my friend's house, I take like a massive dump, and when I flush, right, the like it gets clogged up. The shit just won't go down. Then you just stuck there. You know, it's like you are waiting down there. You just like you're looking at your dump. You're looking at your shit, and your shit is looking at you, and you're just like, wow,
praying.
What?
You are praying, bro. There it goes.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then, like each time you press the flush, right? I tell you, I have been in a situation, right, where I press the flush, right? Like it doesn't even move. It doesn't even move at all. Then you just hold it there. Then you just like, please. You just hold it there, hoping the sound. There's some sound for like water dripping, but it's like it's too much. And sometimes you use. I don't know whether is it the toilet paper or is it the dump is too much. But it just doesn't move. Then you just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like. how do I even like I went through the scenarios in my head, right? It's like, do I just cover the lid, right, and just walk away and just pretend that it wasn't me?
Let the next person go in, and then after
let the person
they say, "Wait, why you do that?" We come out.
It's like, but hey, wow, bro, I saw it.
But exactly right. How horrible! I spent so long trying to flush the previous person's dump into the thing.
But it's impossible because like like everybody, especially when I take those long dumps, right? It's like everybody knows you're in there like for so long.
Yes,
it's impossible that you went in and there was already that it's already clogged up already. Yeah, so it's just like wow. Like, how do I even explain to the person? What do I do? It's like,
how do I explain to the person? Yeah.
Like, do I come out and like, hey, bro, we must go to the host and like, hey, bro, come over. Like, I need to tell you something.
You see, there was this clip on the Graham Norton show. I can't remember. It was a comedian. And,
the comedian.
Yeah, and then after that, he is it Emma Stone or Jennifer Lawrence was the guest, right? And then he was saying like how he clogged up this toilet in the bar. Do you remember?
Yes.
And then after
he went to call the waiter. Yeah.
And then he flushed it and then it all went down.
In a foreign land. Yeah, he brought the waiter into the toilet and showed him his poo and watch it go down together.
Oh, horrible.
Oh, that's very responsible of him. See, that's a scenario that goes in my head as well. After I heard that story, right, it pushes me to even more, right, not tell the person that I've like clogged up the toilet.
Yeah. But okay, the worst thing, right, is when you see it float, the water.
Oh my god, yes.
If it's stuck, right, it's not so bad. But when you start to see the water flow, and then there's a fear that it might overflow the toilet. That is the worst. Yeah. And also it's because most of the time people, when they don't flush first, they wipe and then they throw the toilet paper with.
Yes.
Yeah. So is that what happened to you?
Yeah. That's what happened to me. Nowadays I flush first, but sometimes I really do forget. Yeah. So because of this is my fear, right? I've learned to, and it happened. I told you it happened. To be honest, right? It happened once outside. I closed the lid and I ran. I ran and I never went back again. I never went back. But thank God it's not like a friend's place. It's not my friend's office. It's just like a random mall toilet. And I felt bad. I felt bad.
Yeah.
I wanted to like call in to the customer service and like, hey, just to FYI. No, but I didn't.
No, you didn't. You just ran away.
I was young and I was naive, like I was like, I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
No, honestly, imagine if like I was really like, what are you going to do? I have to, like you're not so we don't have much free time. I don't have the time to go down to customer service, like show them the toilet. I don't know why the toilet bowl is not, the flush is not working.
Oh, that's a horrible situation to be in. Even when I do it at home, it's like sometimes I take a big one and then I'm just praying my wife doesn't find out. Yeah. Then she's like, why it takes so long in the toilet? I'm like, oh yeah, just a big one today. But actually I spent like 10 minutes trying to get the shit to go out.
Flush the toilet.
Yeah. And then worse, right, is if you go to a friend's house and use the toilet and there's no plunger or no sort of...
Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, in this day and age, right, most toilets actually, they keep their plunger in like their storeroom.
Yeah.
So it's just like, wow. You can't use the scrub to like push it down. It's even worse. I think it's even worse. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Do you see there's this Russell Peters clip where he said last time he was like shitting in the store and then he ran out of toilet paper. And then he like the person next to him ran out of toilet paper. Then asked him like, could you give some toilet paper to me? So he said like he had a Hershey's Kiss, so he squeezed it up in his hand and then he took the toilet paper and passed it over to him. So there was shit on his face.
That's next level. That's next level.
Yeah, that's next level. Really yeah, other people also running out in fear. If I see a cubicle that doesn't have toilet paper, I'm not going in. I'll wait for one that has toilet paper.
Sometimes you forget. Sometimes, like I say, you have a very bad stomach, right? You forget like to so you really take, you run in and you just sit down and you just, like, then you look at the toilet paper, and you just, oh no, what's happening?
And what can you do? To like, you can't do anything. Have you done any sort of like weird?
No, I've not got it. Like, hey bro,
yeah,
you got toilet paper? Or like I say, thankfully when I'm in this situation, right, I've like my guy friends, so I'm out with my guy friends, so I can just use your phone and call them like, hey bro, can you come to the toilet, pass me the toilet paper, buy a packet of tissue and just come over.
Yeah.
Honestly, all my awkward situations is all literally, like, I think toilet related, like the most feared. Like the other one is like, for example, you take a dump, right? Or you like for example, you are squatting. Like, especially, that's why I never go to a squatting toilet. Yeah. Or you take a dump or whatever, right, and you miss. And then like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like let's say if you don't usually squat, right, it's possible, you know, like, you know, like, how am I going to, like, honestly, I don't understand how do you aim with, like, you just like squat, just by squatting, you know, like, what if I like miss, I got a cramp halfway there, I miss, it's like, it's one thing to get it onto the floor, then I have to use, like, you don't have to use my hand, it's like, use the toilet paper to push it down, but what if it can't on my shoe or my pants, and then, like, then you have, you know, there's like poo stain on your clothes. So it's like, wow, you got no extra clothes. You have to go and go and spend money buying new things.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toilet related issues are the worst scenarios to be in a public situation or your friend's house, or whatever. The worst.
Yeah. Worst fear right there. What about yours?
Okay, for myself, I think this is an easy one. Even if I were to watch movies, right, or watch a show with my parents or with my in-laws, and like, let's say it's not even a romantic situation, it's like the hero saves the female, and then they have an intimate moment together, and then they kiss. I already find it very awkward because I'm not very affectionate to my parents. We are not people that are like openly huggy or whatever, and even to my in-laws, we don't speak about this type of like stuff. Yeah. The worst situation for me, feared, number one, is if I'm watching some sort of movie or R-rated film with them, and there's like a random sex scene in the middle of the worst scenario to be in. Yeah. And
oh my god.
And there are ways, right, or scenarios where I've like, let's say if I've watched the movie before and I know that the scene is coming up, right, I'll find any sort of excuse to leave the room. I'll say like, I need to go and pee, or like, I need to go and grab some water, and then I'll just leave my wife with them. Because I can't bear this.
Abandon ship.
Yeah. Okay, number one scenario that I've ever experienced, right, is the movie Parasite. Because my mom, she doesn't watch any movies with me. She barely watches any movies in the cinema, never. But because of the hype of Parasite being the first Asian film that won the Oscar for Best Picture, she was like, okay, let's go and watch the film together. Do you watch Parasite, the movie?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. There's this scene, right, where the husband and the wife come back home, and then the son didn't get to go camping. So he goes outside of the house to set up a tent, and then he starts camping outside. And then the parents, they come into the room, and then they're like, okay we just sleep on the sofa. And then, you know what I'm talking about. And then the people are hiding underneath the table. Yeah. And then they start to get like a bit hanky-panky. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Bro, it was so awkward with my mom. But the good thing is that I did watch this movie beforehand, right? And I was like, does anybody want any snacks or any drinks? I'll go and get it for you. Got up, went off, and then I let my brother enjoy the awkwardness with my parents. I'm like, enjoy.
What a good brother you are, man. That's good. That's good.
Worst.
That's the worst. No, actually, that's also good. And honestly, I think how the situation gets even worse than that, right? Is that, you know, when you are already awkward, right, and the other person is awkward as well, right, and then your turn, you know, like you awkwardly don't want to watch, so you turn to each other, right, and there's eye contact, and how awkward are we? Wow, I think that elevates this situation to the next level. So like, wow. Yeah.
Also, like when I was watching Bridgerton with my mother-in-law and my wife, we were watching Bridgerton, and then there's like a few sex scenes inside the show. But because I didn't watch it beforehand, right? I didn't get a chance to like come up with an excuse on the fly, right? So when they start like doing it, right, and then having sex, right? My mother-in-law also very awkward. Then she start asking me, so Medad, how's the work?
Oh my god! I think that's worse. I honestly think that's worse. I think that's worse.
Yeah, it's horrible. And then after that, you just sit there in the silence after the question, and then you normally you don't like really talk much about work, and then after you end up like, oh yeah, work. Just
let me tell you. Let me talk through. Let's power through. Talk this moment over.
Yeah, man. Or worse scenarios.
That's worse.
Actually, right. As long it doesn't even need to be my in-laws or parents. It just has to be with a stranger or like my brother or anything like that. If it just as long as it's an awkward sex scene that's just randomly appearing, I don't do well with it.
Yeah. I can imagine knowing you especially, like this kind of like this is too much for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, cringe, man. And someone I can feel like my hair standing, and then worst part is the awkward small talk that you have to go and pretend like it's not happening. Terrible.
Honestly, I think I rather just sit in silence, right, and just try your best to like imagine you're alone. You're just like close your eyes, just like, oh, I'm alone right now.
But you look so weird doing it. You're closing your eyes, like, oh, are you having a moment now?
Actually, that's right. I've never thought about that.
Are you having an awkward boner or something like that? Yeah, wow, man.
That's crazy.
Even growing up also, like certain movies that you should, even like PG-13 movies, sometimes they have
not really sex scene, but like hot and heavy scenes.
Yes, hot and heavy scenes that imply that they were having sex. Yeah. Yeah. Great job there.
Oh, that's true lah. I felt like it doesn't. It is awkward for me lah, but I wouldn't be as affected. I think it's like just brush it off. But I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't talk, because when you talk, I feel like when you like ask questions or talk during this moment, right?
Yeah, that's horrible. You're intentionally avoiding. It's very clear and obvious.
Yeah. It's like telling the person, I'm awkward, you're awkward. Like you're just acknowledging like how awkward you both are. Like, wow, I think that's worse.
Easily the worst. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
For me, the most awkward scenario is the sex scene with your in-laws or parents.
Oi, what time already? Get out my coffee shop.
At the time, the coffee shop is closing. But in the meantime, if you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you want more Kopi Talk like this, we will be dropping an episode every Monday. And if you like football chat, we have videos for the football kaki that drops every Wednesday. And if you enjoy game show formats or drafts, check out our SG Draft show that drops every Friday. In the meantime, don't forget to return your tray, and remember,
a Kopi a day keeps your troubles away.
See you guys soon. See you next week. Bye.